So your rituals, if you still have them, all your ceremonies, all your self, I would say, purifications, people go up the mountaintop to meditate, they change their diet, become strict vegetarians, they become the great moralists, all the great moralisms of the world, they're all in vain. But in the end, you'll forgive every being in the world for all of his foolishness and for all of the seeming horrors that he committed or that he passed through. For everything was on the shoulder of the dreamer, and the dreamer is God. So in the end, Job was forgiven all and blessed by multiplying his greatness. Because all that happened to Job, he did not earn it. He should not have had it if you take judgment into place. He was completely exonerated, for the whole thing was brought upon him. All the evil that befell him came upon him by the Lord. And then simply the story closes on the 42nd chapter as though the Lord had done nothing. He so loved him that he put him through the faces, because you cannot extract gold without fire. You brought him out pure gold, pure being, one with himself, and then they fuse, they meld, and they become one. No longer are they two, they are one. So you're returning to the being that is your soul, that is the Father. And when you return to the Father, you are the Father. And because the Father could not be a Father without a Son, the Son has to appear and call you Father. And he appears as David, the David of biblical faith. And there you see who you are. For you never could look into a mirror and see yourself as God the Father. You can only look into the face of David and know that you are God the Father. There's no other way of knowing it, as told us in Scripture. No one knows who the Son is except the Father. And no one knows who the Father is except the Son. And anyone to whom the Son chooses to reveal it. For no one has ever seen God, but the Son, who is in the bosom of the Father, he has made him known. And so that Son is David. And he is hidden there until you go through everything and return to your source, which is God the Father. What a strange drama. That you who came out of man, rising up out of man, and therefore seemingly the Son of Man, if you come out of man, turn around and become man's Father. And if God is the Father of humanity, and you are the Father of the symbol of humanity, which is David, then you are God. For David is the symbol of humanity. All the generations of men, all of their experiences, fused into one grand whole and personified is David. So you had to pass through all the things that men must pass through. You've done it if you arrive at a point of being God the Father. So you name it, the horrors of the world, you did it. You name all the noble things of the world, you did it. You experienced everything. You could not escape one. And in the end, you come out as God the Father. So self in self and risen is the end of the play. But should you not have it now, while you're functioning here, let me assure you, death does not end this little drama. You do not die. Dead though the body seems, and returns to dust, put it in the oven, cremated, and it's all dust, a little handful of dust. But you do not die. You're instantly restored in a body just like this, only young if you're old, and the same age if you are young. In a world terrestrial just like this, to be confronted with the unfinished dream, and there you will dream it to the very end. No one will escape. We must dream the dream of life as our forefathers did, so must we. And it will be said of you, as the poet said it, of one that you saw rise from the grave.